Kuzangpola, my name is Dago Bida, and I'm very happy to be here today to be able to talk about the 50 years of tourism in Bhutan. I joined tourism in the 1980s as a young graduate. It was a wonderful time to be able to be working in a department with about 300 people. The Department of Tourism had just been formed a few years ago. So as I joined as a young graduate, and immediately I was given the title of a sales manager, which was so exciting because that meant that if you're a sales manager, you'll be able to travel the world. So that was the most exciting part of my journey in joining tourism. But when I joined in the early 80s, there was the World Tourism Organization that had just come into Bhutan. And they said, oh, we must help the Department of Tourism to now market themselves. And Bhutan is such a wonderful destination, we must start the process. And luckily, as I was there as the sales manager, they made a world tour for us, which was fantastic. So we went on a world tour. We even went to Anchorage. The whole program was wrong because we didn't know exactly how to do it. But then we landed up in Anchorage, and then we went to Japan, we went to Europe, and we came back. So for me, that was my first marketing travel. And the first time when I probably experienced the time difference of 5 hours between Europe and Bhutan, where I fell asleep during a dinner, because the dinner started at 8 o'clock, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in Bhutan. So that was my first marketing experience. But it was so exciting to be able to see a new land, see England, where you've never been, where you've read so much in the books. So I was all, excited, very exciting. That was my first marketing trip. In 1991, tourism was privatized, which meant that the government's Bhutan Tourism Corporation became a private company, and we were also allowed to do tourism business privately. So I set up the company with 2 other friends, and we formed a company called Etometo. And during the first year, I met a Japanese tour operator called Sayu Travels. Everybody knows Sayu Travels in Bhutan at that time. They were very famous. And the owner, Mrs. Wakita, she told me, says, there is one machine. There's one machine. And from Japan, I will send you a message on that machine, and the message will come to your office in Bhutan. I said, wow, how will that happen? I said, I never heard of anything like that. So she said, just watch and wait. It's called a fax machine. So when the first fax machine came to Bhutan, and then she sent us the messages, I said, that fax machine was our investment. That was the biggest investment, because from the fax machine, all the bookings came, the replies went, the circulars went, and that was like a lifeline, to the outside world. So that was the first time. After that, slowly, I guess, then telephones were good, then we had the internet, very limited, and now we have the social media. So things are much more different now than before. There was a American explorer called Lars Erik Limlad, and he used to travel to Europe a lot during the 70s and the 80s. And he came to Bhutan in October of 1970, early 70s, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 1974. And he advised the then director of tourism, saying that he has traveled everywhere in the world. And he said, you have a beautiful, pristine country, environmentally so beautiful. He says, keep it the way you are. You will never get a country like this in the world. And he said it from his heart because he really meant it. And I feel that was also one of the reasons, besides the great visionary leadership and thought of our fourth king, that all these coupled together has made the tourism policy for Bhutan unique. Also, I am very thankful. I talk also on behalf of so many other people that I know in the tourism industry that have done so well in their lives. So to all the people that I have worked with for so many years, I would like to thank them and say that it was a great pleasure working with all of you, and thank you so much.